हेलो दोस्तों। थैंक्स फॉर वाचिंग माय प्रीवियस वीडियोस एंड गुड रिस्पांस। आज का टॉपिक है हाउ टू बेटर प्रिपेयर योरसेल्फ फॉर द करेंट challenging environment, both economic and as a result of that economic environment, the situation which is going bad in IT, right? So you would have heard these bad news from different companies like Google, Microsoft, and Amazon. They are firing so many employees. uh, so I was thinking, seeing those news, that what, as an employee, right, what should we do so that we can remain in the job. And it's really hard for the organizations to keep us out, or even unfortunately, if we are out of the job, right. What are the qualities which I have, uh, can make me find a job in no time, right? So इसीलिए आज मैं ये वीडियो बना रहा हूँ. So based on my experience of more than a decade working in different countries and different clients, teams, and projects, I have compiled a list of only three ingredients, which, if a person has, right, it's very, very useful for him in his professional life. Also very difficult for the organizations to get rid of it, right? The first ingredient is the attitude, right? Attitude is the most important ingredient for any employee working for a team or a client or a organization, right? So when I say attitude, it encompasses things like your soft skills, right? How are you behaving with your subordinates, with your team members, with your higher ups, with the management, with the client, right? So I have seen people behaving not so good, even if they are very, very technically skilled. But believe me, in the long run it's not going to work. So work on your attitude, be polite to your team members, show courtesy wherever it's needed. uh, do not try to control your subordinates or your juniors. So all these things, please get rid of it. Make sure you are always reachable, because right, IT is a teamwork, right? There is no individual who can run the projects or run the organization, right? So make sure that if agar किसी को help चाहिए, right, so that person doesn't have to think that, okay, should I really go to this guy? I don't know what will be his response. So even if you don't know, right, something, be polite. Even if it is a basic thing, right, try to understand the teammates and talk to them, and go as a team. So as a team player, if you're a team player, you're going to get along very, very good in the organization, right? So that's one of the important things. Also in the attitude, there comes one more factor, which is like, uh, are you really proactive, right? So क्या होता है कि इन नॉर्मल सिनेरियोज हमको एक काम दिया जाता है, राइट? और हम उसको try to just deliver it. To be honest, this is not enough in the current era, right? As you know, the challenges, the competition, and all those things. So I would suggest, in the attitude bucket, be proactive. When I say be proactive, which means that if something is coming up, right, if there is a work coming up, you have and there is a solution which has been discussed. If you have a better solution or better option, right, so do not hesitate, share it up, right? Share it up. So be proactive, right? If there is something which you can do, which can make the project delivered in a much better quality, and in less time, suggest to your project manager, right? Suggest to your teammates. So be proactive, in all the aspects which you work. Next thing is hard work, right? When I say hard work, never ever settle down in your career. Okay, so when I say never ever settle down, IT, as you know, is one of the most dynamic uh, environments to work on, right? Things are changing overnight, right? So keep a habit that you keep working hard, even though when your current role in the project is stagnant, right? So there might be a case where you're working on a project for so long, and in and out, then you might think that, okay, I don't need to work out. You never know what is going to happen. You never know that the project is going to be, changed into some other technology which you might not have equipped yourself, right, and that there is a team coming and all of a sudden you are gone. So ऐसा हुआ है, this has happened in the real life scenario. So always keep hustling, keep working hard, right, think about the future. So all this comes under the umbrella of attitude. So that was my number one criteria. If someone has a good attitude, believe me, he's going to survive this economic crisis, right? Now, again, based on my experience, what is the next quality which we should, work upon, and that can help us in the long run, to stay, to have a very good career and also not impacted by these layoffs, right? Or also, if we are laid off, then maybe uh, how to get a new job quite quickly, right? So after the attitude, the next thing which I believe is quite important, and very people, might disagree with me, it's perfectly fine, but this is what I've learned, is your domain knowledge. When I say domain knowledge, normally when and it is very very common that, people who are kind of technical savvy, they think like, why should I learn, domain, why should I go into the functional aspect of it? This is not my area. This is this is the area of the functional guy, right, who is there in the team. Aisa nahi hai, right? Unless you know what is the problem functionally, you're not going to, solve it to the best of the thing which it could have been, right? So agar aap, it depends like which industry you're working on, your project or your, team. So if you're working on, let's take an example, right? uh, let's take an example, if you're working in a banking industry, right? So you should have, even if you're a, technical developer, you should have the basic nuances of, the banking domain, right? For example, how accounts work, how, retail banking works, and cards and payments, whichever area or domain you're working on, I would strongly suggest that, uh, try to learn and understand the functional processes. Only if you understand the functional processes, you can give a better technical delivery, right? Taking the another example of another industry, maybe manufacturing, right? If you're working in automotive or some other domain, you should know that how a car is built, right? What is the key ingredients of a car, how is the industry performing. So all this, maybe as a technical guy, you don't need to know everything, but yes, as I said, whatever is relevant for your project or this one, keep understanding, right? Because believe me, uh, even before technology was there, right, business was running. Business always comes first. Okay, so that is why domain understanding is going to help you, in a great manner. So do not think that even if you're a technical developer, you do not need any kind of domain or functional understanding. So that is my second a point, which will help you, to make your profile a good one, a complex one, to to have an impact on you. Now, तीसरा चीज जो है, and this is very common and obvious, is the technology advancements, right? So how do we keep up ourselves upgraded, or updated with the new changes which is happening in the technology, right? So if you would have noticed, right, the technology is changing with a rapid pace, right? जैसा हम आज से 10 साल पहले, we were not talking that things will go on cloud, or this AI can change the paradigm like this, but now it is happening, right? So what is the lesson? The lesson is, whatever we think, that okay, this is not going to happen, that's not the right understanding, right? Think that technology can come very faster than what we think, right? So having said that, what is the point here? The point here is, even if you're working in a old technology, supporting an old application, keep yourself updated with the, with the latest and the in the market. For example, You can, you can choose, if you talk about cloud, right? Cloud is no more option not to learn, right? Every single organization, enterprise is talking about cloud. Even if they don't understand cloud, right? They still want to go to cloud. They don't want to stay on premise, right? So cloud is not an option anymore. So you need to choose that, whichever, whichever path your organization is taking in the cloud area. It may be, Azure, AWS, GCP, Oracle, IBM, whatever. But keep yourself updated with these, latest technologies. So this will give you, first of all, a habit that you're not settling down, that you're, continuously learning yourself. So whatever challenges may come, you are ready, right? Whatever the changes may come, you are ready. For example, your legacy project, right? You're a master of that project, let's suppose, because you have been working from, so long from the scratch, right? Now suppose there is a decision taken that this project needs to go to cloud, to Azure or whatever, Oracle, right? Are you really prepared, right? So what can happen is, in the worst case, is that if you're not prepared, maybe you will be, that there will be another set of team who's going to, who's the expert in those target technologies, right? They will be asked to take a KT from you, and as soon as your KT is done, you are gone. Now, second scenario, if you would have, updated yourself with the latest technology, whatever, could come, the next option could have been that instead of, hiring the two people from outside, they would have had one people from outside, and one person who was already working, right? He's already equipped with the latest technologies. He's the best one, because you also, you know the history of the application, plus you are also aware of the, new technologies or the new landscape. So you survived, right? Not only survived, you're excelling it. So this is the third pillar, that the technology, having latest, having upgraded ourselves with the latest and the greatest of the technologies which is coming up, is the third point, right? So what we have talked about, as I said in the video before, three pillars, which is attitude, as in the order of priority. The first, the second pillar is the domain, the functional understanding of the problem or the project or wherever you're working, and the third version is the technology, right? So if, as an employee, you have a combination of these three things, I'm let me tell you, it's easier said than done, right? So the way I have said it, you might be thinking these are very simple things to know, but आप जाके देखिए अपने टीम में, अपने, कॉलीग के साथ, you will find that, people doesn't fit in these three technologies, most of the people, right? So I would suggest, please, have a thought of these, three things which I have talked about. Try to apply and see how it is helping you, right? So I'm quite sure, based on what I've seen, with people who have these ingredients, and those who, lack it, there is a very very clear difference, right? So I hope this aspect would have given you some good thoughts to work on. And if you inculcate these things in your professional life, I'm quite sure it's going to be very hard to get rid of you, right? So thanks a lot. I hope you liked it. In case you like it, like these tips, and want more videos for things like this, please do like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye for now.